So if you have just recently graduated from university or polytechnic, chances are you are probably looking for employment or already been employed. Like any Singaporean, after getting a job will be to save money, to pay off student debt of any kind, get married, buy a house, have a kid, and then retire. But these things do not come in the same exact order depending on the financial situation and your lifestyle. But broadly speaking, most of us will go through this phase of life where we wish we can do more and probably do what we like and get paid for it. And chances are we might or might not find that good balance between what we like and what put foods on the table. And though right now we're in the bear market and there are many good buys out there in the market, being fresh out of school, you might not have that spare cash to start investing, and this is what we're going to address in today's video. Hi, my name is Jordan and welcome to the channel. So for those of you who are graduating or have recently graduated, congratulations and welcome to adulting. And I remember when I was back in university, things were kind of different for me. Because for most of us guys in Singapore, right after army when we enter university. But for me, I took a part-time degree program while working because at that point of time it seemed like the best option for me because I was able to bridge that 2 years that I kind of lost in the army. But if you took full-time studies, it doesn't mean that you have lost 2 years of experience because what you have gained is very different from what I have gained through working and studying at the same time. I had to juggle between performing at work and also excelling in school to ensure that I do not end out as a dropout. And to be honest, it was tough with working in the day and classes at night and revising on weekends during exam periods, but it was a great time in life where you meet other people who are going through the same thing and pushing each other up as well. But let's talk about investing as students. So when you're studying full-time, chances are you might be getting some allowance or some part-time jobs which is used to pay your bills and to sustain yourself. But now that you are adulting, there might be more bills for you to pay and chances are you might see yourself living to paycheck for a period of time. And it doesn't help to be young because you need to socialize with your colleagues, you have to meet friends, you have your dating expenses and much more, which can really burn a huge hole in your pocket. But we're going to talk about a few steps that you can take to help you get started with investing where your youth right now is an advantage compared to me. So one benefit of investing early is the advantage of time. So right now, I'm pretty old at 32 years old and I hope to retire by the time of 60, which gives me roughly 28 years to accumulate and grow my wealth. And let's say if I do an investment of $500 a month invested into a broad index fund, like VOO for example, and gives me a roughly 10% ROI annually, this will roughly give me $842,000 at the age of 60 years old. Which is not too bad and still quite a good sum of money. But if I had started at the age of 25, when I first started working and graduated, putting in the same amount of money of $500 a month might be pretty hard, but it's gonna be worthwhile. So from the age 25 to the age of 60, we've got roughly 35 years to accumulate this wealth. And with $500 per month, it will give us a total of $1.7 million by the age of 60 years old. So the difference of 7 years cost me roughly $1 million of potential earnings. And therefore, if you're at the age where you're thinking to start investing, chances are you might want to start doing it now rather than later. So this is one of the biggest benefits that you have right now, which is time on your side and your time horizon. And let's say if you continue to stay invested, I'm pretty sure you will do very well in life. So this begs the next question. How do I start and where do I start? So this question is pretty long, but we'll break it down into a few parts. The first thing you need to have is an emergency fund. So with the current economic crisis, having an emergency fund is of utmost importance. And the rule of thumb here is 6 months of income or expenses, but it's really personal on whether you want it to be an income or an expense base of emergency fund. But having a 6 months of income will give you additional money as compared to having expenses for 6 months, and that is something you want to keep in mind. And this will probably be the toughest step in starting your investing journey as a student, because saving 6 months of expenses can be really taxing for the first few months, but let me tell you, it's gonna be so worth it. But for my case, what I did was concurrently save and invested into a broad market index like VOO, which holds very little volatility and gives you pretty good upside potential as well. And once you got all your 6 months settled, the next thing to do is to look for a broker. So there are many different brokers out there available, like Safe Trade that allows you to purchase fractional shares, and there is Habit Trade where you are able to purchase stocks with stable coins if you have any. But the most important thing here is to understand the differences between these brokers, and I'll probably do another video on the different brokers that are available in the market. But if you're looking for a broker, I'll leave a link in the description box where you can get some bonuses when you sign up with them. So now we got our 6-month emergency fund set up, we've got our brokerage set up. Now we need to decide how much we want to invest and what to invest in. So at this point of time, there is no right or wrong with what you want to pick, because it's really dependent on each person's individual lifestyle, financial situation, and upbringing. And by leveraging on different brokers with different benefits, you can start as little as $10 to $50 a month to get a habit started and start scaling from there. But do remember that Rome wasn't built in a day, so do not belittle this small investment that you are making, but at the same time always remember to grow as you start earning more money as well. So there are many different types of investment vehicles out there available, like bonds, stocks, and ETFs, which might get very confusing, but I have talked about ETF investing in a previous video, which I will leave in a card right above that you can watch right after this one. So picking an investment vehicle to invest in will be decided on how hands-on you want to be with your investment. So if you're like me, a very lazy person, I do mainly bonds and ETFs because they require much less research and much less volatility as compared to stocks. And by investing into ETFs or index funds, it usually requires less capital outlay, which is much more palatable for students who are looking to just start out. But at the end of the day, do remember that there is no one size fits all when it comes to investing, and this is why it's called personal finance. So you need to take some time to figure out your investment style and what are the things you like with different investment instruments that are available in the market. So I hope this video has given you some insights, and if you have found value in the video, do drop a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and turn on that notification bell to get notified when a new video is out. And as always, stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you in the next one.